Views and opinions expressed in this program are not necessarily those of its host, Urban Arts Enterprises, its advertisers, or affiliates, and are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent. What up, y'all? It's 7 o'clock on a Tuesday. So y'all know what that means. It's time for Inside Steppin'. And tonight, hello, Linda Sanders. Thank you for coming through. Tonight, y'all, we're going to talk about something that I think needs to be, addressed a little bit. Something that is a lot of fun, something that we all enjoy, without which we would not have this dance. And that is going to be about the music tonight, y'all. Now, funny thing is, I went and, reached out to some of my DJ brethren to get a little bit of input from them. And the funny thing is, everybody is DJing tonight or they're busy, doing their thing. Y'all got to excuse my hair. I'm having a bad hair day. So everybody is out working, doing their thing and DJing and kicking it and having a good time. And that is a beautiful thing. So we're going to have a little bit of a discussion tonight. And we're going to talk about the music. We're going to talk about what it means when we hear certain songs. I'm going to talk about a little bit of the history and how the music plays such a large role in because you got to, and here's the funny thing about it. People say there's no such thing as stepping music. Well, that's true, but not really true. There's a lot to this, but we're going to get into it. Let me start out by giving a shout out. Let me see. Let me go ahead and give my shout outs. I already said hi to you, Linda Sanders. How you doing tonight? True Queen 45 is in the building. Jerome Cook, my man, is in the house. Dennis Howard Hodges, Pastor D checking in all the way from San Diego. Jerry writes a bit. Hey, Jerry. C. Juan's in the house. I see you, bud. Karen Nichols. Linda Brooks coming through. We are in the house, y'all. So here's the thing. As it pertains to the music. That's right. CVS in the building. We got the Cavaliers in the house. Class of 84. But if class of 83, we did it just a little bit better. But I understand. Hey, Darlene Mads, I see you. That's my girl right there. I want to talk about, I guess, the history of some of the music. I really wished I was able to get a couple of my DJ brethren to come through and hang out with me tonight. But like I said, everybody is on one. And as a matter of fact, let me give a shout out right quick to DJ Cross and his beautiful wife. Triana's birthday is tonight, and they are out celebrating and having dinner. So happy birthday, Miss Cross. And also let me give a shout out to Tracy Dockery. That's Kevin Dockery's wife. Happy birthday. They out also celebrating. People out kicking it this evening, doing what they do. So I'm saying all that to say, even my man Pony Mac, he's on the move. Mr. Kevin Nevels, the ambassador, he is out there at the harbor in Chicago. In case y'all are sitting at the crib, you should watch my show first. But when you get done, you going out to the harbor because they out there doing the thing. Him and Maddie B and them, they always doing their thing. And like I said, I've spoken with a bunch of my DJ people, and everybody's kind of busy tonight, so it's all good. But I'm gonna do this myself. We're gonna talk about this music, and y'all are always welcome to participate, like you do. But I want to give a little bit of clarity because there's been, and there's always some controversy, if you will, in regard to what we hear. So let's keep it 100. When we go, like, how we look at these flyers, we get the, the stuff for the sets, and we look at the flyers and we say, well, who's playing? And think about this. Whenever y'all see a flyer, you always see, they always make sure to put the DJs as straight up part of that flyer because people want to know who's playing. The reason they want to know who's playing because they want to know if they're going to be getting music that they can dance to. And so it is an important thing. And then when you get certain DJs that always move the crowd, we know who some of those people are. DJ Samsonite is in the house. Matter of fact, you know what, Samsonite? Put a yes in the comments if you want to come on and holler at your boy tonight and help me have this discussion about this music. We can bring Michael Samsonite in the house. He'll come through and hang out with us. Well, he might. Let me see what he got going on. Put a yes in the comments if you're gonna come holler at me. Had this conversation with me about this music, Samsonite. But in the beginning, one of the things, and I've pointed this out in the past, about the way the dance community was, and I'm talking about from the 70s, as we moved into these different times in these different eras, there was not, it didn't start out as stepper sets. It was kind of like you went to the set, and when music came on that we could step to, that's when the steppers got on the floor. It wasn't necessarily a stepper set. Now, don't misunderstand me. There were stepper sets, and you got to also remember that we're talking about, because this is how things always get messed up. The timelines get confused. And then you also got to remember that even though Chicago is a big city, you also had different groups of people doing different things in different places, so to speak. And I mean that because most of it was delegated by age range. That's what it kind of went. That's what the thing was. Okay, Samsonite, this is what you do. When you get ready, just go ahead and dial me up on Messenger, and I'll bring you right in. Just hit the camera thing there, and you come on in. So what ended up happening, and here's an example, and I'm speaking specifically for a particular age range of people who were the original steppers, not boppers, not none of the other versions of the dance, but the steppers, and they were young guys. We talking teenagers basically. So what would happen is you'd be at a set, and then somebody toward the end of the set will put on the anthem of steppers, JBs. And the floor would clear, and the people would gather around, and the guys would get in the middle of the floor and battle and go at it. That's how that went. Now, as time went on, of course, because it wasn't always about it, the battle became another part of the dance, the original part of that part of the dance. And then you had it where the guys would dance with the ladies, and the ladies wanted to step just like the guys. The ones that weren't out there, that was straight up getting it in, like the Susus of the world, if you will. And there's many other ladies, and I've mentioned them many times on this show, but I'm just using her as an example so you get an idea. And Susu is a complete dancer, by the way. She original, she can new school, she can bop, she can do all of them. But what happened was, when that music came on, it changed the game. The whole room changed around. But then, as time went on toward the end of the 70s, and this is when basically when my period in the stepping game kind of started toward the end of the 70s, is when we stepped with the ladies, which is what is the precursor to what y'all know today as stepping in the steppers community. Now, there was a particular flavor of music that was played. Now, one of the things that and we got to just like give all the props for the most part, a whole lot of them in this regard to Sam Chapman, because Sam Chapman is responsible for a lot of the music that we use, or what we refer to as staples of the stepping game, because he's the one who broke certain songs into stepping that were basically, and here's a very important point that you need to remember when you're talking about this thing. Back in those days, we had, of course, albums, but the main thing people played were 45s. And on the 45s, a lot of the steppers music was what we refer to as the B-sides. Like, how you go to for those of you who are old enough, you remember back in the day when you would go and buy a record at the record shop, which is where a lot of stepping took place, in the record shops around Chicago. You would get your 45 or whatever that song was that you wanted, because it wasn't no buying whole CDs or whole, like album. You bought you a 45. And the funny thing is, I remember back then, them 45s would run you about $1. Sometimes, from my recollection, it's been so long. I think we paid like $1.25, something like that for a record. Then you would flip that record over, and most times you would listen to only the song on the one side. Nobody listened to the other side. But the B-sides, a lot of the B-sides is what came to be a lot of Steppers music. Now, Life in the Country, that's one that Sam Chapman put in the game. Love's Gonna Last. There's quite a few, as a matter of fact, songs that became legendary Steppers music, a lot of which we have where people complain about today, or should I say some of the younger generation who don't necessarily care for the older music because they just feel like, oh, it's old. It don't really understand the musical quality in some of the songs in most cases. But the thing that we always have to remember about the music in our community, and not just our community, just in general, one of the more important things that we all have to continue to take into account and to remember is that music is the soundtrack of all of our lives. Lynette Hopkins says, don't forget DJ Cousin Danny, R.I.P. at the Dungeon, 109th Michigan. Absolutely, another legendary Steppers DJ. And Lynette, the only reason I'm not going to go down a whole list of the legendary DJs, because there are many. As a matter of fact, we had Barry Heilich on here last month, and just without going into a bunch of the different names, because there are a lot of people who are responsible for Steppin being where it is today. But Sam Chapman was the promoter then, and he's one of the people who, him and Mary Green are the people who made sure that the Stepper game kind of stayed where it needed to be, and it brought it forward. But the music itself, for whatever era of time that you join Steppin, or even, it doesn't even matter. It's just when you hear certain songs, I don't care whether you Steppin or just your everyday life, when you hear certain songs, it reminds you of sometimes where you were, what was happening in your life, who you were with, family memories, vacations, school, just a ton of different things. Music is that thing that reminds us of where we were and who we were in those times. So a lot of the younger generation Steppers, or even some of the older generation Steppers that have come into Steppin, have a particular period in their life where they loved the music. What's up, David Calhoun, my man? Old school in the building. Kim Shelton, I see you. Kenneth Wynn is in the house. Let me get these shouts out right quick. Arjnell Anderson, I see you. Thank you for coming through. Sandra Davis, again, I see you. Dallas Brown, what's happening, fella? Karen Nichols. But, we remember where we were, who we were with, all of these types of things. So because a lot of younger people are attached to particular music that makes them feel some kind of way, because you got to think about it. Before, and I want to use this just to show you how important the music is. Here we are, where you have people now teaching classes, and they teach the average teacher, and a lot of teachers are above average. A lot of them don't need to be teaching at all. But we have instructors out here now who are giving the dance in an orchestrated way that, let's see, we got Samsonite coming through, but I do not have him on my, okay, let me do it this way. I'm going to hit him up. There he is. Accept. Okay. Let's see. There he is. What's going on, fella? Hold tight. Let me get.
Hey.
Let me do my housekeeping right here. I'm gonna bring you in a second. Hold tight.
Okay.
So what happens is that we, all of us, as a society, we love the music that got us to where we are. It makes us feel how we want to feel, and so we tend to gravitate toward that music. And so, as a person who, uh, when you're on this floor dancing, and you remember that somebody told you to count out your steps, do it this way, do it that way, dance this way, and that sort of thing, you don't think in to yourself, it's hard for some people to tie the music to their dance, so they struggle. They cannot figure out how to make it make sense, because in their mind, all they're thinking is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But they're not putting that 1, 2, 3, 4 and that 5, 6, 7, 8 with those actual beats and measures in the music. And they have a hard time tying the two together. Right quick, ladies and gentlemen, let me bring my man in, introduce to you. For those of you who don't know, my man DJ Samsonite is in the house. What's happening, Padna?
Hey, what's going on, Brian?
Man, I can't call it. Same stuff, different smell. You know how we do. Um,
Yeah, man, I totally understand, man. Just getting in. That's why I said give me a few minutes that I was on the road. I didn't want to talk to you while I was on the road because it's like severe thunderstorms and stuff like that going on
Hey
right
man,
here in
we've
the
been we've
ATL
been we've
about
been
now.
catching it
But
over
so
here. We've been catching it over here too, bro. I feel you. You absolutely correct. So Samsonite, I'm gonna continue
we
my
getting what
conversation.
you've gotten.
Huh?
I'm listening.
Okay, I'm gonna continue this part of the conversation, and then I'm gonna bring you in, and you can step in whenever you're ready. So as I'm saying, we have a
Okay.
lot of instructors out here now that, well, not a lot, on a larger scale, who, and a lot of them don't understand. And I want to, and I'm just going to show you how all of this ties together. There are a lot of people who have just begun stepping, and a lot of instructors who only really have, sometimes some of them only 10 years under their belt, if that. They teach this count system. What nobody told a lot of these instructors is that the count was designed as a method to teach the basic format of the dance. It was never intended to be the dance. But you got some people who misunderstand that, and they then think that they don't teach, for example, the ladies, that they don't need to completely count through all 8 steps. They haven't taught the men as leads that they need to understand where these ladies are in their dance. And if you remember, I had Dallas on a couple of weeks ago, and we talked about how leading as a man is actually following the lady and leading the dance at the same time. And part of that comes with understanding the music and understanding where she is, so that you know where she needs to be. But when you're a person who never was taught that to actually dance versus count, you get you're not listening to the music. And it's critical that the music be the very thing that you listen to. Without the music, what are you doing? Do you not feel the way that music should make you feel? Think about it now. I just said a few minutes ago, the music is the soundtrack of your life. You're supposed to be on that floor feeling something. You're not supposed to just be out there spinning around, being spun around, being trying to stay within this parameter of an 8, of counting 8 times. You're supposed to be dancing. Without the music, you have nothing. You gotta have the music. Samsonite, you want to expound on that for me?
You definitely got to have the music, man. I'm just going to tell you, like, 2024 makes 10 years for me
Mm-hmm.
playing for steppers, DJing for steppers. Now, I got over 40 years as being a DJ, but 10 years in just playing DJing for steppers.
Mm-hmm.
And I will tell you, when I first got introduced to stepping, my brother brought me out to a couple of sets, and I was just looking around, just seeing what's what. But when I was at one of Miss Mary's parties,
Mm-hmm.
and I believe it was DJ Raphael that was up there, he played the OJ's I Want You Here With Me.
Mm-hmm.
I said, hold up. I said, I know that song.
Uh-huh.
I said, I remember that song from back in the days.
Mm-hmm.
I said, so is this what they doing? Is this what they playing?
Mm-hmm.
Because, all the other songs, like you were saying before, all the other songs I never really heard. They were B-side. As I started to learn those were B-side songs
Mm-hmm.
of other popular artists. Until I heard that main song from the OJs, I was like, okay, this is what they're working with. So that's how, you started picking up on everything. But yes, the music is everything because, as I said, as I started to learn or pick up on playing for steppers, of course, I had to go learn the dance. I said, I'm not going to be able to play for these people
Ooh-wee.
unless I know the dance.
Listen.
You understand what I'm saying? How can I mean, I know there's a lot of DJs out there that don't actually step and they play for steppers and they're absolutely incredible. Mellow Chris being one of them. I've never seen Mellow step, but Mellow is an incredible DJ.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I've never seen Calvin step. Calvin's an incredible DJ in the stepping community. You understand what I'm saying?
For
me,
mm-hmm. Go ahead.
But for me, I felt I had to learn to dance.
Yeah.
If I wanted to really understand, because I was coming from a whole different era. I ain't grow up in Chicago. I didn't know nothing about Chicago style stepping.
And that's
so
what
I felt I had to learn to dance.
That's the part I was going to add to what you just said about Calvin as an example and Mellow Chris. See, the thing is, these are people who came up in that community. So there's a whole vibe, as Shawnee Simmons would say, that goes with it. When you're from that from that time and you understand that vibe and you understand how that whole thing works, it's that much easier. And I'm going to be honest with you, I'm pretty good at most of the stuff I do. But the only reason I'm able to be an effective DJ myself, especially being as new as I am to it, is only because I'm from that. It makes it super easy for me versus I know people like yourself. You're from New York. You came into a community and had to kind of figure this out. A lot of DJs don't do the amount of homework that you've done and they want to do what you do. And it takes understanding more than it takes anything else. When you understand what you're dealing with, you also know, and I'm going to hit you with this one, what new music you can play and it'll be hot on the stepper set. A lot of DJs can't even do that.
That too. That too. I mean, listening to, the new music that's out there, I pick up on a lot of new music out there. I say, yeah, this can be a stepper cut. Or, you can play these for steppers. I can see steppers dancing to this because I feel it. Because I'll actually get up and be like, okay, let me see. Can I really dance to this? Because, people send me music and be like, okay, let me listen to this. And I'll get up and I'll be like, can I dance to this? Can I bring a young lady on the floor and dance to this? You understand what I'm saying? And that's how I get a feel for a new song.
I wanna address one of my viewers is Netta McCormick. How you doing, sweetie, out there in Cali? She says, I can't wait to come to Chicago because with these men out here, think if you're not on the exact count, you messed up. See, they're wrong. Instead of doing what you said, I could be feeling the music and doing my thing, and I'll be told I missed the count, and I'm growing on my count and the beat. When really they're not following me on their lead as usual, as I explained. Yeah, exactly. Now, Netta, here's the thing about that. If a man, and I'm telling all you ladies, this is for all of y'all, if you dancing with a man and he tells you you missed something or you're not where you're supposed to be, understand one thing, it's his fault. He is the lead. If he does not put you where you are supposed to be in the dance and have not figured out your style of dance or your level of dance to understand how to maneuver and navigate you around the floor, he's a bad lead. Simple as that. Don't ever let no guy tell you you missed this, you missed that. No, you mislead me to it. That's it. Now, okay. I'm sorry. I had to get that rant every now and then because a lot of these guys.
No,
go ahead.
No, I'm listening to you, and you're right, because that's when I was being taught, through Miss Mary's class. Who was it? My man Ken Williams.
Mm-hmm.
He's from Chicago, and he's one of the assistant instructors. He was telling me that he's giving me the count. He's telling me this, you the lead, you doing this. But if you ever get off your lead, you could the woman could always put you back
Mm-hmm.
on your lead. But you just don't take her off. You know what I'm saying?
That's part of leading, but understanding what you looking at. You
Right.
got to know what you're looking at. Josiah
Right,
Burke says
exactly.
in
You
learning
got to know
the
what you're looking
dance.
at, right?
Yeah, Joe just commented. He said in learning the dance, music is not important. It's learning what to do in the dance first. Then the music plays its part. But unfortunately, we don't have enough
Right.
thorough instructors that understand how to tie the two together to the point where you're actually dancing and
Right.
not just standing up there counting, trying to figure out how to stay on beat. So, yeah.
Right, right. Well, like Joe said, learning the dance with the music ain't important, but it's keeping that beat. And like you said, the numbers in that count, that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
Yep.
that keeps you. It's a basic. It's a basic. Then once you get that basic and you start feeling that music
Mm-hmm.
within that basic, you can start moving differently
Yeah.
because you understand your basics.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's what, like Joe said, you got to
You
understand
understand
what
what
to
I'm
do in the
saying?
dance first.
Yeah.
And then the music does what it's supposed to do.
Right.
Because once you've perfected that
Right.
that format, that pattern, then everything else will go where it's supposed to go. But unfortunately, like I said earlier, there's not a lot of people who really truly understand what it is. And so when it's like anything else. People jump in and they see a quick buck, they see different things, or they go, oh, let me show you what I learned. And half the time they don't even have it down themselves. And the next thing you know, you got a debacle, and it's a thing. Joe says it's a rhythmic cadence, the 8 count. Yes. But it's still dancing. But so in the music itself though.
Is that Josiah?
Yeah.
Is that Josiah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He when as soon as he said the rhythmic cadence, because
Yeah,
we both military,
you already
ex-military,
know.
so we understand.
You know how he get out. Don't play no games. So, but now back, and now getting back into the musical side of the game, I want to ask you a question, Samsonite, because this is something that lately,
Yes, sir.
I don't want to say I've been wrestling with, but I've been finding myself having to create a balance that is acceptable based on the fact that we are now working with and have always been. Now, I want to take this time because in recent years there's been a lot of uproar, if you will, about the type of music that's being played. And then there are those who say, well, we can't attract younger people to the dance because we're playing all this old music. Well, I personally believe that's not wrong. I do also, though, believe that we need to also stick with some of the foundational music to the dance. But while I do love to bring new music into the game, I think that people need to understand that there should be balance. But here's what I want to ask you, Samsonite. Just straight out question. And I'm going to tell you what I think after you. How do you feel about all of these mixes in the Steppers music, bringing the old with the new and mixing 2 songs, or a whole lot of mixing during a Stepper set? What are your thoughts on that?
Okay.
Based on what you
Me as
know
a DJ.
from the game. Go ahead.
All right. Me as a DJ,
Mm-hmm.
I blend a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I do a lot of blending, mixing, mashups. It's all the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
If you can do a mix, something old, something new, if you can do it and it's done correctly,
Mm-hmm.
it can work within the stepping community.
Mm-hmm.
But if you just, and I'm talking about, it has to be rhythmically, tone, key wise, all of that stuff has to come into play. But if you just smashing up 2 songs together because you think it's gonna sound good, no.
Okay,
You
well,
understand what I'm saying? And
let me
Oh, and hold on. And the dance floor will tell you if it's good or if it's not. The dance floor will tell you. And the dance floor don't tell you. If you got good friends and people in your corner, they'll come up
Yeah,
to
they
you and
gonna
say,
pull your coat.
"Don't ever do that again." They're gonna pull your coat. Don't ever do that again. You understand what I'm saying?
Right. Right quick. Norma Wilson. I see you, Norma. Normal. That's my girl right there. Sherry Brown, what's happening? Let me see. I gotta hit my folks right quick. Jerome Cook is in the building. And Jerome Cook said, "Do y'all think that people who were dancers in general have an advantage or a leg up, so to speak, in learning this step?" I asked because growing up I never could dance, but trying to learn this dance. I think that people who dance in general do have an advantage, but the problem is you lose that advantage when you don't have the right people teaching you what you're supposed to know within this dance. Now, Samsonite, on this right here, I guess let me rephrase that question, because there are those who are clearly better at blending, at mixing than others. What I'm getting at is, how do you feel about a DJ that plays a majority of their set with mixes, pre-mades, and those who play traditional or mix it up, not mixing, but mix it up so that the party itself has a particular flow. What are your thoughts on that? Because I've seen some DJs lately that seem like everything they play everything is a mix. I personally don't care for it, but what are your thoughts?
Me personally, I can't get with that. I mean, as a DJ and playing for steppers, you gotta have a that you could play some, created mixes, but not the whole party.
Right.
Not the whole party, because it's like you said, it's the music that a lot of people actually do come to the set. They hear the music and dance to it. And if everything's a mix, you ain't really getting no feel of any song or of the music, because everything is blended.
Right.
You're hearing something old, something new, or something old, and you're not. And then especially if it's an old school classic, right? And then if it's an old school classic,
yeah, you don't need to touch that. You need to leave that
people
alone.
know the word, right?
Yeah, but
alone. If someone plays something that was a hit mix, because you got some out there, it was a hit mix with something that's a classic,
right?
But they know the words to it and they miss them words. They be like, "Come on, man!"
Yeah. You had that beat going. And they looking for that drop, and it don't drop. Yeah, that's
right. They looking for that certain spot on the hear it. They be like, "You understand what I'm saying?" I mean,
I hate that myself.
You just cannot do a whole party. You just cannot do a whole party with mixes.
Yeah, DJ Marky G is in the building.
I mean,
you absolutely right. Marky G said something called DJ etiquette. Yes, Marky G. Thank you, sir. Absolutely.
Right.
For y'all that don't know,
you just can't do a whole party with mixes.
Marky G is one of my co-hosts for the World's Largest, y'all. Y'all get ready. We're going to have fun like we did last year. He going to be on stage with us. So, and I'm saying this to say that in the world of, and this is one of the things, and the reason I've given or attempted to give a partial history of a lot of this music for my audience is because you have people who have different expectations. I personally don't like. There's a few hip hop songs that I like to throw in every night this is what I do. I'll play a set and I'm playing the music that I need to play, and then I'll get it every now and then. I go into a little zone and I might hit 5-10 minutes worth of mixes, blends, a little bit of hip hop in there, throw some hard stuff in there, make people like, okay, and then bring it back down. Because a whole set full of that.
Yeah, you could do that.
Yeah.
Nah,
but I've seen people try to go hard for a whole set, man. And I think come on, you can't do the people that way.
It all depends. It depends on the party. Some people have
absolutely correct.
Parties
you got to read your crowd.
Right. You got to read your crowd. And then if it's a promoter that's having a party that they say, okay, it's hip hop night. So you got a plan on hearing hip hop all night.
Yeah.
But within stepping range, stepping music. You understand what I'm stuff you can step to. There's plenty of hip hop out there that you can
Yes,
step to. Plenty,
absolutely.
plenty. And then
Absolutely.
I'm talking about it don't have to be fast. And I mean it's from fast to slow or slow to fast. You got hip hop music. And I've seen that. I've seen sets like that. But if you doing a party, yes, you got to read that room. You got to understand what you're dealing with. You got to have your plan when you come in to play for that party.
Right.
What is your plan? What are you going to do? And then also you might have to do things on the fly. You don't know until you get in that
You
room
don't
and
know
you
till them
start
people
playing.
get on that floor. And look, or don't get on the floor.
Right.
Then
You don't
know.
know. You don't know. You don't know. I mean, and you get in there, you have your expectations. That's why you just got to be prepared for when you play for a party. You got to be prepared, and you might have your expectations. You might know what it is because, and it's just like how you know this, Brian. You'll make a playlist, right? You think you going in there with that playlist? You might play 4 or 5 songs out of that playlist. The next thing you know, everything else you played was nothing in that playlist.
I quit. I don't even do that no more. You know, I ain't gonna lie. I'm like this, man. I go into a room, I'm watching I see what, because see, one of the main things that's like, even with our broadcast, we sit up there right now and I pay attention to the room even when I do my shows and I'm at an event. If there ain't enough people on the floor, I'm not going to be too quick to be, putting cameras on an empty dance floor and that kind of thing. So it's the same thing when I'm DJing.
Right.
I'm paying attention to who's on the floor, who's getting on the floor, who's in the room. And then I know what tempo to play at because there's, little things about being a DJ. We ain't going to get too far into that on here, but little things about how you play during particular periods during an event. Then and when you understand that, then you know what to play, when to play it, who to play it for. You know, if you got certain people in the room, they got a certain song that you know they want to hear. There's a whole dynamic that takes place.
It's a whole dynamic. It's a whole strategy when you're playing for a party.
Yeah.
And especially with DJing. Are you the opening DJ? Are you the closing DJ? Are you playing the whole party yourself? Things like that.
Now,
are you the only DJ for the night? Things like that. So,
I'm funny
all
about
of that
that
comes
one,
into play.
I'm real funny about that one, and I'm gonna tell you why right quick. Jerry writes a bit. Did I ever DJ at any of the places at CVS, The Godfather, the 50-yard line, or other place? No, Jerry. I just recently started DJing. That's just something that I added to my repertoire by necessity. But I have played the 50, and I will be. If Jerry, you need to be at the all class picnic here in September. I'll be playing the Friday blackout party and for the picnic for CVS. So you make sure you come on out and hang with us. The
50-yard line is a wish list for me.
Man, listen, I love playing the 50, but you know what? It was a challenge for me. Calvin hit me one day. He was like, "Hey man, you need to come play the 50, man." And I did. And he told me when I was done, he said, "Man, he's like, man, you did that." He was like, "Everybody can't play here. The 50-yard line is a very finicky crowd. If you don't know your music, don't even waste your time thinking about playing at the 50 because you got such a mixture of people in there. If you don't know your stuff, don't even think about it. Because you will bomb out in there. Believe me, that place is that ain't no joke right there. That's like the grassroots. Right. And again, the only reason I think I can get away with the way I do is because I'm from this. I know this, so it makes it easier for me.
Right.
Yeah. But what was we talking about? Before I got sidetracked here.
We still talking about we talking about DJ strategies, but we're really supposed to be on the music.
So the thing for me is that when I'm playing, I'm keeping up with what's happening on the floor, and that's something a lot of newer DJs don't do. I was playing with a guy, I'm not gonna say where and I'm not gonna say when. Man, you talking about stunk that place up, terrible, something awful. And I was just sitting there thinking to myself, and he was so arrogant. And I was just like, wow, dude, really? Like you suck.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? you terrible. You don't even realize the floor. What? Nobody was on the floor. It was like he was just playing for himself.
Hey, if they like Marky G says, if you don't understand the etiquette, or if he wasn't taught in regards to how to read a stepping set floor,
Yeah,
he's not going to play like that.
that's right.
I was actually taught that. You got to understand. You got to be taught that. I
Yeah,
was like, okay, and you're not just taught that. You got to go to the sets.
got to pay
You got to
attention.
see. You got to learn. You got to watch.
When you
You got to
become a
pay attention. If
DJ,
you're not paying attention,
when you become
hey
a
man, let
DJ,
me
you
just say this:
look at the floor
DJ.
different. You start looking at everything differently. You no longer see things the way you saw it before. Now you're paying attention to what songs are playing, who's getting on the floor, how many people are getting on the floor, what got their attention. Your whole perspective just switches. Now,
let me tell you something, Brian. Let me tell you something. I mean, coming from the hip hop R&B world, like I said, this year makes 10 years I've been playing for the Steppers. Had to learn all of this, man.
Yeah.
I tell all my boys that's still in the R&B hip hop world, you really want to understand playing for people? Come play for these people.
Yes, sir.
They gonna let you know.
A DJ cannot.
They gonna let you know.
A DJ cannot walk off the street. You could be the coldest DJ in the world, but you cannot come into the Steppers Arena and play these sets without knowing this game. You can't do it. Now, one of us, we can go play a hip hop set.
Hey,
easy. They can't come here and do that. That's a fact.
Right, and I tell them all the time. I'm like, you need to come and play. And if you can get them, then you come. I mean, you ain't hit the mountain and all that, but you still educate yourself in being a DJ, because I'm telling you,
Yep,
if you can play for Steppers,
that's a fact.
you moving in the right direction.
That thing that you said earlier about what order you play in as a DJ at a set. Now I'm gonna tell you something,
right?
Because I had a conversation with DJ Cross, and I'm trying to think of who else. It was me and DJ Cross, and it was a couple other people, a couple other DJs, and we were having that discussion, and we were talking about what order you play in as a DJ at a set. Now, call me just a straight up renegade, whatever. Man, I don't care what order you play in. I don't care what you play. I don't care. I don't care if you play, don't get me wrong. As a DJ, you shouldn't be out here playing, songs that that's going to move the crowd when it ain't no crowd. You shouldn't do that. But if you got the crowd and the people are in the room and you decide you want to play one of the main staples, man, play it. Because let me tell you something. What I'm not worried about is not having nothing to play when you're done. Because trust me, I intend to blow the roof off.
It's too much music,
it's
man.
So much music.
It's too much music.
It's way too much. And you'll never play. There's not a DJ out here. You'll never play enough music in front of me for me not to do my job when you get done. I don't care what it is. So that's why I don't care about that order thing. Now that's just me.
Right.
I'm trying to live up to the etiquette, but hey, I don't care. Right. I don't care what you play in front of me.
Look, if you walk in the door, let me just say this: if you the opening DJ, I've been told and I've been taught that yes, the opening DJ is supposed to get them up and started and so on and so forth. And I get that. And I've learned that because I've been an opening DJ. I was an opening DJ for a long time. Okay, so I understand what it is to open.
Right.
But at the same time, if you coming into a room and you the opening DJ and that room is already packed,
get it in.
And they already packed. Go to work.
Go for broke.
Go to work.
That's right.
Go to work. Go to
Absolutely.
work. You understand what I'm saying? Because whoever the closing DJ is, and this is what I've learned, I feel that they have enough experience to do what they need to do as the coach. We working this thing together.
Right.
I got them up and going. They in there. They in there. Go ahead and close them out. You got to know how to work together. But you do have them people. You do have some DJs out there that want to hotbox you. And when I say hotbox you, they trying to hit every song that's a banger. They playing every banger. They playing every one. And there's really nobody in there. I'm like, why are you playing all these bangers?
I'm getting ready to address that. DJ Lonnie in the building. What's up, Lonnie Gaten in the house? That's my man right there. Look, Let me show
That's
you
my
something.
man right there.
Now, Josiah Burt just said, why do they play the same songs all weekend long? Now, let's get down to the brass tacks of it. Joe,
Okay.
the reason why you hear that kind of thing, there's a couple of reasons why. One is legitimate, the other one is BS. The legitimate reason for hearing some of the same songs all weekend is because certain songs that people get, they want to hear them. They gotta hear them, and you gotta play them. They just gotta hear them.
Right.
You're gonna hear particular songs throughout a weekend. Now, the other reason, which is the illegitimate reason, is because they don't know nothing else to play. You have guys that want to DJ, they want to play this music, but they genuinely do not have the library. They don't understand the vibe. They don't know what they can work, what all they can use to work out. Then you got the ones who really don't have the history or have done the homework and understand just how much music there is, old and new. And you got guys literally who will sit there, watch another DJ, listen to everything he plays. Marky G just said it, copycats and clones. Listen to what another DJ plays, and they'll set up a playlist just like that. That's garbage.
Absolutely.
Let
me tell you. Okay.
I will pull a rabbit out of my hat in a New York second on you. Something you ain't heard in steppers ain't heard in 200 years. And I love it when I'm at a set and I'm somewhere out of town and there are people who are new in the stepping game. And I'll play something they've never heard before, and everybody else is like, whoa, and then they get up and they start dancing. They're like, oh. And that's how you train your new dancers to this good music.
Let me tell you something. Brian.
Yes,
when
Dallas
I first started,
Dallas Brown just said, could it be because it's a safe space? Yes, absolutely. Go ahead.
Yes, that's a safe
good way to
space.
put it.
They're playing safe. But also at the same time, when I first started, I was given a couple of CDs from my brother, and then after I played his birthday party, that's what I got a little notice. And I had already been learning to dance and so on and so forth. But I got a couple of CDs from a couple of people. Someone gave me a couple of CDs and said these are the top 100 right now.
Okay.
Right. So I took those top 100. And when I'm talking about, I was up to like 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning because I was just sitting at my desk, just listening to the songs, those top 100, getting a feeling. And those top 100s some of them were the new songs at the time.
Yeah.
But a majority of them was the dusties and the classics.
Yep.
So, I had to listen to them. But you listen to them. You get them horns, you get them drums, you get them strings, you're listening to everything. So you can pick up and understand the rhythm of what stepping is. And then so I'm like, okay, I'm learning all of that. So I'm just saying, library is very important. And then someone I can't even remember, right? Someone gave me the name of a website. I can't even remember to this day. But they said, you go to this website. Every stepping song it's a possible stepping song is on this website. I went to that website. I started writing down every name of every song. Every night I would do this. And then I would pull up the song, find the song, and listen to it. And then I was like, oh, snap, this is stuff. And then that's how I pulled in all the classics and the dusties. I pulled in all the classics and the dusties. But you're right. You got to have a library, man. If you don't have a library of this music, they're only going to play what they know is popular.
Now, I want to touch on another point right quick on that whole library thing. Before I do, right quick, Marky G said, keyword is listening. You have to have an ear. Absolutely. Now,
right.
One very important thing to mention about this music. You can have, which I literally have terabytes of music. You can have all the music in the world. If you don't listen and understand what this music is, where it belongs in the stepping genre, and the ability to organize it in a way that it makes sense so that as a DJ, you know when to play what and where it is in your library. When you got as much music as people like you and I have, you must have order. Without order, you got nothing.
No, but see this the thing though, Brian. I'm gonna tell you, I don't believe I have enough music for stepping. I always say I need more.
Well, there's always gonna be
Let me
new
tell you
stuff
something,
though.
man.
There's
When I
always
go
gonna
to
be new stuff. Yeah.
no. It might not be new. Let me tell you something. Who was it? I think it was Tall Rick.
Mm-hmm.
Tall Rick gave me. They was doing a class, and he sent me a list of songs that he wanted to hear during the class.
Okay.
On that list, there was at least 8 songs that I never had.
Dig that. Okay.
I never had them. And I'm like, I went to Tall Rick and I told Tall Rick, I said, there was about 8 songs on that list that I never had. I don't have them. I got them now, but I never had them. And I know Tall Rick. Tall Rick, he knows his music.
Right. Hey, listen, I'm gonna be honest with
he
you.
Was like, he said, I appreciate it. I had to say thank you.
I feel good because again, y'all got to remember, I only been doing this about. Like officially doing it only about 3 or 4 years, 2, 3, 4 years somewhere, like just being able to play sets.
From the shy, man, you grew up in this, so you know songs that I probably wish I had. You probably got
right, but now let me tell you,
some stuff in your library, and if I heard it, you got to give me that.
When I go play a set,
you got to give me that.
Yeah, listen, I was just about to tell you, when I go play a set, and I'm around some veteran DJs, some cats that been in this game for decades. And they be like, man, what is that? Man, let me get that. When I hear that, I'm like, all right, that's what's up. You know what I'm saying? It makes me feel good because it makes me.
That's what I'm saying. Right, because you were groomed, you were raised in stepping.
Right.
So you know that music. That's why I said a person like me, I'm still learning. I'm still grabbing stuff. I'm still trying to put stuff together. So I can stay, right there. So I know when I go to a party, I can do what I need to do for the people. Right. It ain't about me. I'm playing for the people.
That's right. Well,
I want to have that music for the people.
You got 2 kinds of people. You got them that play for themselves and them who play for the people. And I'm gonna tell you, I personally, you know what? And I'm speaking. I know we was mainly. I want to talk about music, but now we talking about DJing. We gonna stay on this path. So, but peep this. When I'm playing.
Well, we still talking about music. We still talking because again, you got music that I don't have. I know you do.
Yeah, I probably do. But now let me show you something though. Here's what I love. I love when I'm playing and I'm making people feel some kind of way. Do you understand the power that's in being a DJ and you literally are the maestro? You are standing before a room full of people dictating how they move in that room. When, how, and where. Man, listen, that is amazing. And when you as a DJ can make that music make people feel some kind of way, man, listen, it ain't no better feeling in the world for me. It's all about how the people move when I do what I do. When I do what I do and they move the way I need them to move, man, I'm happy. That makes me happy, man. I ain't gonna lie.
I'm real happy. I am real happy and ecstatic. It sends me over the cliff when I see not only the floor, people on the floor getting loose, they smiling, they dancing, they having a good time. But when you look over at them tables,
yes, sir.
Because unfortunately we already know ain't enough men in the dance, but you see them women over at the table and they still over there dancing singing and doing their thing, and they like, ooh, and oh man, that is such a wonderful feeling that makes me say, I'm doing my job, I'm doing my job.
Sir.
And at some point, and sometimes I get a little happy. I got it. That's what you say. I got
it. That's right. Man, look, you preaching to the choir now, Jack. For real.
Yeah.
That is.
So I'm just saying, you done. I'm just saying that it's just one of the great feelings, and I'm just saying for the stepping community, it's even better because I tell DJs all the time, man, it is so hard to play for steppers, boy, because if you don't do a good job, they're gonna let you know.
They're gonna let you know.
Ooh, they're gonna let you know. They're gonna let you know.
All I'm gonna say is knock on wood. I ain't had no bad nights yet. I don't ever want that time to come. Because I remember when I used to ride motorcycles, people used to say to me, when I've been riding all my life, and people used to always say, well, it ain't a matter of if you're going down, it's a matter of when. Well, let me tell you, I ain't never been down. And I don't intend on it.
Well,
I've been doing this.
Let me just tell you this.
So.
I don't wish it on nobody, but
now I said
all DJs go through it. Yeah, all DJs go through it, bro. They all go through it. So
now, Eric,
I'm not saying when it's gonna happen, but
here's a good one for you.
It's gonna happen.
Here's a good one
I'm just saying. Yeah.
Here's a good one for you, Samsonite.
Yeah.
Eric Washington said, I get a lot of DJs that come to my stepper set and Shazam your whole set. Some songs they can't get because they won't come up. Yeah, I love watching people in the room with they holding their phone trying to get the song. I think it's funny. But
let me tell you something.
Go ahead.
Let me tell you something. If I know I'm playing a song, I already know it can't be Shazam. I'll tell them, look, y'all can put your phones away. You can't get the song. You can't Shazam.
Absolutely.
So just forget about it. And you're not gonna get it.
And what
I tell them, right, put your phones away. You're not gonna get this one.
And the other thing they don't know is if we don't want you to get it, you won't get it. Because all we got to do is make a couple of small adjustments that you will never hear by ear, and it'll never come up.
Right. It'll never come up. Yeah, that's true too. That's true too. But like I said, you know, some of the reason why you can't get the song.
I tell them.
I know, but me, like just say, I got a couple of songs.
Go ahead.
No. The reason why some of the songs I have are songs that the artist never released.
Right.
And that's a legal issue.
Right.
That's a legal issue. So, you know, legally, I cannot give you the song because it hasn't been released.
Right.
So if you don't want no issues, you don't give it out.
Yeah, no.
Because it ain't been released.
People,
Once the
I'll tell
artist
you what the
releases
name of it is. Yeah. I'll tell you the name of it.
I'll give you the name, but you ain't going to find it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're still not going to find it.
Well, what
You're still not going to find it.
Let me ask you this, Samsonite. Since you know, like what you just said a minute ago about, you know, the music and certain music that you may or may not have. How do you feel about, because I know how I feel about it, how do you feel about the other DJs that like to gatekeep music?
Okay. All right. Let me put it to you like this.
Okay.
If it's a song, or if it's most of the time the songs, it's music that's been created by another DJ that people don't give out.
Right.
It's a mix,
right,
or it's a blend, or it's a mashup. And they made it, they created it, they don't want to give it out. More power to you. You don't want to give it out, that's fine. That's your prerogative. That's your you know, that's on you. My thing, I tell DJs, you want a song that somebody ain't giving out? Okay, cool. Learn how to make your own.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Learn how to make your own.
That's a fact.
Learn how to make your own. Because then you made your own. If it get hot, it's yours. You either gonna give it out or you're not gonna give it out. Some DJs, I understand, they don't want to give it out right now. With some, there's no problem with that.
Yeah.
I have no issues with a DJ not giving out any music.
But
you know what I'm saying?
now
cool.
here's the thing though, to me. It's like, okay, let's say as a DJ, you know, like you said, you make your own, right? Let's say you make a hot ass, you know, mix that everybody wants to hear. Right. Why not let other people? Well, I guess for me, it's like, do you think that it's gonna get you hired or more or something because of this particular mix and you the only one that got it? I guess I don't understand. I understand the need for people to hold on to stuff sometimes, you know, so that it get hot. But it's like, are you afraid what? Because you're not getting paid for it. Are you scared that you're not gonna get the recognition? What is it? I would rather have a hot mix out
this is the thing.
For people to get rather than it just, you know, and they be like, oh yeah, that's so and so. Just like with Tony Lane. Everybody know Tony Lane mixes. Okay, Tony Lane famous for his mixes. Why not put them out there so people can have them to listen to? It makes no sense.
Absolutely. And Tony Lane is incredible creator, producer of mixes and stuff like that. But I've spoke to Tony a couple of times, and there's been some songs when they first come out, he don't let everybody have it. He don't. But then eventually he does release them. Yeah, I'm not saying,
and that's fine.
But that's their choice. That's their choice. And my thing is, I can't get upset with a person, even though, yes, it's hot. I don't know what their mentality, I don't know what they're thinking in regards to not releasing it.
I would love to know. I should ask them. Because here's my thing again.
You know what I'm saying?
What's the point
in holding on to something unless you're getting paid for it? The only thing I can say for myself, because I got mixes out there.
Right.
If I create something, what I do, first of all, I want to get other DJs' opinions.
Mm-hmm.
I'll send it to them. I want to get your opinion. Tell me, do you like this? Is this hot? If I already know in my bones that it's hot,
right?
I'll give it to certain DJs. Mm-hmm. I'll give it to certain DJs, and then I'll say, hey, y'all can't let this loose yet.
Yeah.
Do me a favor, don't let it loose yet. And I'm just being honest. I'm like, because it's hot, but don't let it loose yet. And I'll tell them, y'all can let it loose. I'll give them a day where they can let it loose after this month or whatever. You
I
can
got
you
you.
can do whatever you want to do with it. You know what I'm saying? Or you put a drop on the song. Give your song out, but put a drop on it. Let them know who you are. Everybody,
Now that
you can put
part,
a quick
that's the
little
other
drop
thing.
somewhere in the song. Put a drop on the song.
Shorty Smooth
Right.
do it all the time. I don't see that, and there you go. If you want everybody to know that it's your mix,
Right.
put the drop in there. I don't understand.
Put a
And
drop-
for those of my
right,
audience
put a
that don't
drop
know
on
what
it.
the drop is, that means when a DJ puts their moniker on it, or they'll say like DJ Shorty Smooth. When he does a mix, he'll put in there DJ Shorty
Right.
Smooth. You'll hear it in the song. So as
Shorty
DJs,
Smooth, right.
if you want somebody
You'll
to
hear it in the
recognize
song.
your thing, but let the people have it, man. This is for the people. What is it for? You know?
Right. It is for the people. Absolutely. It is for the people. But I just don't get mad at DJs that decide they don't want to hand it. I'm like, hey, no problem. Cool. Let me know when you release.
Well, you know what? Let me tell you
Let
something.
me know when you release it.
If I get up if I feel a need to ask for something, I'm only asking once. You tell me no, I ain't never asking again. It'll never get played on my box. You can believe that. I don't give a damn how hot it is. I won't play it because there's too much good music out here. And it's not. And don't get me wrong. I know people have their own motivations for what they do. But first of all, it's music.
Right.
You didn't make it. All you did was mix it up, play your box, and you know what I'm saying? And let the people live, man. Let the people dance. Let them have a good time. You know, that's just how I see that.
Right. I hear what you're saying.
Right quick, let me see. What'd you say? Oh, okay. Here go the producer lady talking about I sound like an only child right now. See, you see how I get treated?
Hey, Poppy.
See,
hey, Poppy.
She talking about I sound like I'm only child. Am I acting spoiled? No. Let me see. Marky G said he was giving his music away too. Let's see. Wise Cat says, would you say it's a disservice for DJs to hoard music?
Hey, Samsonite.
She just said hello.
Yeah.
Let me see. It was something else. Jerry writes a bit. She put a list of music up here. See, she got some. She got this old school stuff on here talking about Commodore, Zoom, Tin Man. Tin Man's one of my favorites. I love playing the Tin Man at a set. JB's giving up food for funk. Yep. See, and Lynn Collins, you better think. But see, these are the songs that now she on some real old school staple stuff. That's some stuff that's Dungeon back in the day. You know, that's a different era. Every now and then you'll hear one of us play something like that at a regular set. Dennis Moore, what's happening? I see you. Thank you for coming through, my brother. Birmingham is in the house. LA is in the house.
What was the one
San
about
Diego's
the brother said about hoarding music?
She said, "Do you?"
He said something about is it right for DJs to hoard?
It's a disservice for DJs to hoard music. Well, you know, I don't know that I would call it hoarding, and I only say that because most music is available. You just got to know what you want and what you need, or what the people want. Now, I'm gonna put it like this: if I hear a DJ playing and he plays a mix that he created, or it's something that I'm like, "Oh, that's hot," I'll say, "Hey, man,
right?
You know, you letting that ride, or you know what we doing? What you doing with that?" And if they say no, I'm okay, cool then. And if they say yeah, then I'm gonna grab it and I'm gonna play it. Most times, and I have had DJs give me stuff and say, well, you know, I ain't letting that out yet. So like you said, Samsonite, and I respect it. I won't do it, you know, because there's a trust thing there. And if you as a DJ trust me with your work, then I'm not going, you know, so I wouldn't necessarily call that hoarding. It's just a matter of, and see, this is something that my audience, I want y'all to understand about the way DJs operate. We have to have a mutual respect for each other. There are, I don't know a lot of DJs that don't like each other. There's a couple who I'd break their jaw if I had the opportunity. But beyond that, and that's some other stuff, I can't help it, man. But beyond that, it's a matter of, I respect my people who do the same thing that I do. And so as a newcomer to the game, and even if I wasn't, I'm still going to respect their wishes because, you know, they don't have to be cool with me. And we don't have to be cool with each other, but why create beef when it ain't none?
Let me explain the reason why. Let me explain the reason why for the people that's listening and understanding why DJs that if they create something that's hot and they don't want to give it away.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to give it away because they don't want it to get played out so quickly.
And that's fair.
Because if it's a if it's a very hot mix and it's going to really put people on the dance floor every time it's played, if you give it out, it's going to get across the country so fast.
It'll burn up. It'll show burn up because there's certain things I will not play. I won't play no more. I just won't.
Right. It'll get burnt. It'll get burned out within months instead of letting something last for 4 months.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? It'll get burned out in months, or instead of letting it last for months.
Now, for that reason there, I feel you. Rodney Mack in the building. What's happening, my man? Absolutely. I agree 100%.
So
I agree with you on that one.
That's the reason. That's one of the main reasons why a lot of DJs don't give out something that they've created, or if they find something that's so good, if they find that gem, they don't want to play that gem until they have that.
Marky
You know
G
what I'm saying?
He in the studio right now working on some music for the world's largest as we speak. And both you guys can have it, no problem. I love making music. And see, I love playing Marky G stuff, man. His music be hot, Jack. I love throwing his in there.
Look, when Marky G made that, put some respect on my name. Come on, man. I was like, oh,
I still play that
was a
one.
hit. As soon as I heard that, I was like, that's a hit right there.
I still rock that. That's one of my favorites. Now look.
Oh yeah, so, I mean, I'm still rocking too, but but I'm just saying that's one of them gems that you can play now. If they don't burn it out, you can still play that 5 years from now, and it's still gonna be bang.
Absolutely.
You understand what I'm saying?
But see, here go the thing about that song though. You can't burn it out because you got to use it a certain way. It's almost like it's got a foundation that ain't going nowhere. You got to know when to play it and how to play it, and it's going to always be okay because you're not just going to throw it on and it's going to be. It's a certain way you got to play that, and that's why I like his stuff because
now you're talking about strategy.
Yes.
You know strategy.
Yes,
now you're talking
absolutely.
about strategy.
I know where to put it. Right quick, Mona Strickland wants to know, and I want your opinion on this one here, Samsonite. How do you feel about music requests? When people come to the DJ booth and they want you to play a certain song.
Hey, sometimes, I'm not going to say all the time, but sometimes a music request could put you over the top. Or if you don't, it might, that request might say, that might kill my party. You understand? Not saying that you won't play it. I'm saying because I get requests all the time. But I'm really honest, and I tell people the truth when, if they ask me for a song and I've already know it in my head where it fits, I'm like, okay, give me a minute, I can play that. But if it's not in the point where I am in my party, I'll tell them, look, I'll play it, but I just can't play it right now.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Because most of the time when somebody come for a request, they want to hear it right then and there.
DJ Vic in the building.
You got to make them
time.
understand, okay.
Go ahead. We got a whole bunch of turntable folks showing up in this thing tonight, man. We got a bunch of them coming through. Come on.
I'm just saying, to me and Tea Time, we're gonna be in Huntsville this weekend.
Oh yeah,
Tea Time and me is gonna be in Huntsville this
y'all,
weekend.
but y'all have a good time. We was there with y'all last year.
Right. So exactly. So we're gonna be in Huntsville this weekend, Tea Time and I. So that's my DJ sister here in the ATL.
Yeah, she gets it in.
And Tony Mac. We're gonna be out there.
She do her thing on the network over there. What's the channel she on, baby? Put it up there because I'm having
WZON.
Yeah,
she on WZON.
Yeah, and she do her thing over there, playing on y'all need to get up with that schedule. Now for me,
but what I'm saying again. Yeah,
I'm funny.
Damn, I done lost the train of thought.
We was talking about them DJ requests.
I'll do a request, but request. I'm just saying I'll do a request, but if it's fitting where I am at the time in the party, I'll play it. If it's not gonna fit, I let them know, hey, this don't fit right now, but I'm gonna try to get to it later on. You understand what I'm saying?
Because Face has been out 8 years already. I still rock that.
See what I'm saying?
That's another one that I
that's DJ Vic.
Huh?
That was DJ Vic?
Yep. That's another one I love.
Okay, that's my man out of Dallas. Yeah, that's my man out of Dallas. I like
right
Vic.
there.
See, Vic,
that's my main man.
Another one. He's Vic.
Hey,
Vic makes some good.
I got a couple of real cold mixes from Vic.
You see what I'm saying?
I got a
But
couple of real slick mixes from him right now, and I'm giving them out, Vic. I'm telling you that. No, I'm just kidding. He'll be trying to fight me.
Yeah, me and Vic, we trade mixes. We trade mixes.
Oh, he cold
we
with
trade
it,
them all the time.
He definitely cold with it.
Oh yeah, he's very cold. He is very cold. I give credit where credit is due. He's very cold. Very.
Yeah. So, but
he's
yeah, on that,
but
on
again,
that,
with the requests, yeah.
Yeah, the request thing, man.
Yeah,
I
on the
ain't gonna
request,
lie.
I'll do it, but it has to fit. It has to fit where you at.
I'm funny
man.
about it in the way that, like what you just said a minute ago. Most people don't pay too much attention to really like you and I and DJs. And it's funny because when we're all in the same room together, whether we playing or not, we're listening to each other in a way that the rest of the audience is not.
Right.
And so when we start to hear things or see things, and we think to ourselves, I might have did that a little different or whatever the case may be. But then when you have a person that'll walk up and say, ooh, can you play this song? And this is to the audience. Y'all got to understand that in most cases, especially from a lot of your mainstream DJs that really understand this game, they're headed down a road. They're telling a story. So sometime when you come in there,
you go. I was getting ready to say that. Yes.
When you throw that extra little hook in there, it don't go with the story sometimes. So you might not get it the way you want it and when you want it. Trust and believe, we not just up there throwing songs on because we ain't got nothing else to do. I'm gonna play this now. No, we got a whole groove we on right now. So y'all have a little compassion toward us when we play in our box. You know.
Hey, sometimes I call them the backseat DJ, man. They think they helping you, but they may not be helping you when it comes to that request. That's why I try to say, look, if it's fitting where I'm going, I'll play it. But if it's not, we're gonna have to probably play that a little later in the party. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or when I come back around to that. Yeah.
Elamar Lamar is in the building and says, question for you and me, do you believe in constructive criticism from your peers? And if you feel a DJ is not on his game that evening, do you pull his tail or do you just let it ride? Ooh, that's a tough one. It depends on what my relationship with that DJ is. Because I've watched some guys really stink up a set, but I don't know them like that to be saying nothing to them. I'm just saying. Now, if
it depends on the relationship that I have with that DJ.
Right.
But
and even then, you still got to be careful because you don't know what their intent is.
Exactly. You gotta probably be real delicate with that situation because I'm gonna tell you, a lot of DJs, the majority of DJs have egos.
Man,
we all got egos. I ain't going. And then you're talking about men in themselves. We're men. We have egos, and it all depends. I take constructive criticism. Shit, I had to take the constructive criticism coming into Steppin and being a Steppin DJ.
Right.
Definitely had to take some criticism, but at the same time, it's how it's delivered.
Now, go ahead.
It's how it's delivered, and are they trying to help you or are they trying to hurt you?
Right now, because here's because what I'm gonna say. Like I remember one time. Well, it was about a couple of years ago. I was playing at Crush and Cream down in Little Rock, which is coming up, by the way, next month. I'll be there. And Myron, I was broadcasting. I had played the day set on Saturday, so my DJ time is over. I did my thing. Mm-hmm. I'm broadcasting, but Myron had to catch a plane, and Ted came to me and he said, "Hey man, can I get you to hook up? I need you to. Can you get down for me? These last couple of hours on Sunday." I was like, no problem. So I hooked up. Now, while I'm hooking up, Myron he's taking down, but he's back there trying to eat before he get on the plane. So he got a plate of food. And and I heard him over my shoulder. He said, B. And I turned around. He said, man, turn that shit up. he said, if you can't feel it, they can't feel it. I'll take that from Myron. You understand what I'm saying? There are seasoned DJs.
He didn't. Mm-hmm. He's not giving you information to hurt you. He's giving you information to help you.
Absolutely.
And to help the situation.
Absolutely. And so when
you understand what I'm saying?
And to be honest with you, I look to these seasoned DJs. Period. I look to them because I'm trying to listen. I'm a student of this game from the bottom to the top, from side to side, from beginning to end. From the day I took my first step in 1975, I'm still a student of stepping. I'm gonna always be a student of DJs. When I run across other DJs, there are guys who started this game out on wax, who started out with turntables, that know stuff about, that forgot more about this DJing than I know. So you understand me? I look, I know you got roots in it. So my point is, there is a necessity, because we can all learn something from each other. There have been DJs. Matter of fact,
absolutely.
I was in the booth with a DJ last year, and he had just got this new board. Now, and as DJs, we use different types of software. You got some people who love Serato. You got some people who love, me personally, I'm a
virtual
DJ kind of guy.
Virtual
Then
DJ.
you got Tractor. Then you got Record Box. You got all these different softwares, and people have their special place that they feel comfortable in what they use to play. Now, he switched over from Serato to virtual, and there were some things about the program that he didn't know or didn't understand. And we were standing there in the booth, and I said, man, why don't you do this right here? And I moved something. He was like, damn, how did you do that? So next thing you know, he's getting a crash course on a program that he's not familiar with. And a lot of people don't understand. Virtual DJ is a very powerful program. Most people just don't know how to use it. And it ain't a matter of, that's going down another rabbit hole. But the whole point is that I was able to show a seasoned DJ something that he didn't know. We can all learn from each other. So if there's a way,
and there wasn't nothing wrong with that.
Right. If there's a way for us to convey information to one another, then absolutely. And I believe that most of us have enough respect for each other to be able to function on that level and pull each other's coat and be able to say things that, hey man, why don't you try this out? Daryl Greenwood, another one, another cat, that I've learned a tremendous amount from. Daryl, he'd be like, hey B, check this out. Do it this way. Do this. Little stuff. Those little things, all them little gems add up, and they make you complete. And we get it from each other. We can't learn everything on our own.
Let me tell you something. I teach, and I've shown a couple of my fellow DJs here a lot of things dealing with what I know in my skill set. Like I said, I've been doing this since I was 12.
Mm-hmm.
I came from the wax area. I done came from wax and carrying the crates to going to CDs, now to the computer program.
Carrying them great big
and you ain't gonna tell me that ain't no learning. Oh, I'm big speakers.
Look, you see the whole van
big speakers. Exactly. I'm talking about U-Haul truck. We're not talking about no little SUV.
Yes, sir.
To put it in the no, we talk about U-Haul truck speak. But anyway, what I'm saying is, I had to learn, and I don't have no problem showing somebody what I've picked up and what I've learned on my own or what I picked up from somebody else. You gotta pass it along.
Yep.
And that's only if somebody's willing to accept it. Because I'm gonna tell you, Brian,
what you said.
There's a lot of dudes out here with the egos, man. They are not willing to take advice from a cat like me.
Yep.
They wouldn't do it. They won't do it. It's because of the ear. Nah, I don't want to.
DJ Stretch is another one. Stretch, man. Stretch taught me so much stuff, man. It's crazy. It's like even just you know how some steppers, they like, I just want to dance. They want you to get on the floor and show them stuff. But then you got some instructors that'll sit them down for a whole class and have a whole conversation, right? And they think, oh, I don't want to talk. I want to dance. No, you need that conversation. I literally Stretch is one of those people that can give a clinic on DJing without ever touching a damn turntable, controller, music, nothing. He can give you a whole clinic, and by the time you get ready to sit down at the controller, then you ready. He get your mind in the right place. Now, that's just straight up.
Right.
I learned like simple stuff that you don't even think about. He put on my mind to made it so that my journey in stepping in this DJ thing was that much smoother, just through conversation. You'd be amazed.
When it comes down to learning these programs, Serato, Virtual DJ, Record Box, Tractor, Prime is out there. You really got to take the time out and learn them programs, because if you don't, You could be up there doing a party. You might be rocking that party. You hit the wrong freaking
Ooh,
button
man.
and hit that joker in the reverse.
Yes, sir.
You be like, because I've been seeing it happen, and I'm saying it because some of my people that's on it. You hit that wrong key or that wrong button on that controller, and that thing goes in reverse, and all of a sudden you hear
Hey, I'm gonna tell you.
you don't know how to switch it back.
Look here, Samsonite. One of the first things I did, because I started out. I had bought this little. I don't even remember the name of that thing. Vastex or something like that. I just needed something to play some music.
Vastex.
Yeah, I needed something to play some music on at my set because I didn't have a DJ. So I bought a little something to play some music on. That's what I started out with. So I was sitting there one day. I think I used it one time or about a week or 2 weeks or something. I was like, I got to do better than this. So I went to the pawn shop and I found a DDJ. I believe it was a SX2. Matter of fact. And just to show you how green I was, right?
That's my baby.
Hey, listen.
Okay.
Look, look, I got an SX3 now. I'm happy. I love that thing. But the 2, I'm sitting there and I'm like, I was like, so I bought it. I got it for $250 at the pawn shop. I was like, okay, this is a good deal. I think, right? Yeah, you looking like, wow, really? That's all?
Okay.
So peep game. I get it home, but I'm just showing you how green I was, right? I get it home.
Okay.
I couldn't figure out how to make it work because I don't know jack about none of this. I don't know about the programs. I don't know about none of this stuff. Not really. I don't have nobody teaching me nothing. I don't know nothing about my mapping. I don't know nothing about nothing. And nothing on the thing would work right. So I'm like, okay, it's broke. So I took it back to the pawn shop.
Wow.
Got my $250.
Wow.
You know, I still kick myself for that right now to this day. I still kick myself for that. So I said, I went, I took that $250. I went over to Guitar Center and I bought me an SB3. So brand new out the box.
Okay, you bought the baby brother of the Pioneer.
You can't go wrong with the SB3. I don't care who you are. So
no. That's the one that's powered by the computer. But
yes.
go ahead, yeah.
So I grabbed that SB3 and I started using it. But one thing that I thought to myself, I said, well, look like I'm gonna have to take this thing seriously. So I said, this is what I'm gonna do. Marky G said we should do a show on vintage DJ equipment. That's a good idea. I'm gonna come in. I'm gonna do it from your house, Marky G, because I know you got all the stuff. So I said, all right. So I'm gonna figure this out. So this is what I did, and this is around the time when Stretch was really starting to pull my coat, and other people was helping me out. I literally blindfolded myself, and I learned every control on that board without looking. Period. I made myself do that for that very reason of what you just said.
Right, but see,
I didn't never want to be in a set in the dark and not be able to put my hands on what I need to put my hands on because I needed some light because I can't see it. No, I need to know where everything on this board is.
But see,
it's like Braille to me now. I
but
can
see
read
what
it.
happened, Brian? What happened, What happened, though, is what you said. You took it seriously. You took it seriously. You got bitten by the bug.
Yep, I did.
You took it seriously. There's plenty of people out here, they want to DJ, but are they willing to take it seriously? Because you got to put your time in.
That's right.
You got to put your time in.
Do.
And if you ain't going to put your time in,
don't waste your time. Don't waste your time.
Don't waste it. Don't waste your time. You got to put the time in, man. You got to sit down, learn that board, learn that controller, learn that program that you're using.
Yep.
See, with me, I take it seriously because this is what I say to myself, and this is what I did when I was used to use turntables. Because back in the day, everybody didn't have 1,200 turntables.
Right.
Technique 1,200.
Couldn't afford.
People didn't have it. They couldn't afford them. Exactly. So they had lower versions of different type of turntables, and every turntable did not have hundreds. But I took it upon myself. I learned on multiple kind and styles of turntables.
Yep.
So if I had to go to a party, I knew how to operate them turntables.
Right.
Same thing with CDJs.
Yeah.
I didn't learn on one CDJ. I learned on multiple CDJs. Same thing with these DJ programs. I just don't know Serato.
Exactly.
I know Virtual DJ.
Exactly.
I don't know Tractor too much.
Exactly.
But I know the two main programs out there, Serato and Virtual DJ. Those are the two main programs.
Speaking of Tractor's
really European. That's
DJ Fly Diva just stepped in here. Speaking of Tractor, she's a Tractor fan.
She's a Tractor girl, and I told her I don't know Tractor. You would have to teach me Tractor.
She cold with it too.
Oh man,
she cold with it.
Look. Diva already know.
Uh-huh.
How about her skills? She already knows. I've done said it plenty of times, and people are just starting to see what that woman knows on the DJing
She
side.
cold with it. Don't play
There's
no
some
games. DJ
there's
Fly Diva
female
know her
DJs out
stuff.
here that she do,
Yeah.
and she does. Period. She knows what she's doing. Fly Diva, Sizzle the DJ,
Yeah. DJ Sizzle,
who
yeah.
else? Butter, um, um, Lady Love, my girl down in Florida. I keep forgetting her name. Dang, Lady D. She in Florida.
Yeah.
Those female DJs. Samela. Oh my
Oh
God.
man. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Samella's
I'm like,
one of my favorites, by the way. She get down for hers.
yeah. So when I played with Samela when we did the Miami thing with Majestic
Okay.
Jensen and oh my God.
Look,
They gonna kill
Marquita
me.
Hill say Tea Time. Tea Time is on here, Marquita.
GDI.
She on here with us.
GDI.
We already done
Tea
talked about
Time.
her.
I know Tea Time was on there.
No, I'm talking about one of the audience
members.
members said Tea Time. Didn't mention her name. She been on the live the whole time. But yeah, man.
I know.
The thing about it, you know, like, and what I did was, like, for example, like Smooth, you know, Greenwood, he uses a Denon with Serato, you know, and it's like, and one night we were at a set and he was like, man, I need you to play for me while I got to go do something. And I ended up on his equipment. But the thing
I like that board that Daryl has though. That board that Daryl has when I played with him when I was in Houston.
That Denon.
I like that board he has. I can't remember what
Which
it was.
one? Wait,
It's a Denon. I can't remember what it was.
I was about to say, now, you know, he got the SR2, he got the FLX, he got the Denon, and a couple of more I can't think of. But see, like, and see, that's the other thing.
He has a board that has the motorized platters.
That's the Denon.
I can't remember what it was. It wasn't the Flex 10. That's the Denon.
Yeah. That's a bad board, man.
I that's a bad board because it has motorized platters, and you know I got the Rain one. You got a Rain one.
Yeah.
And it's not even nowhere near the weight of the Rain one.
That Rain
like,
one heavy,
this
boy.
board is really light.
Listen, first time I picked that Rain
Oh
one
yeah,
up,
that Rain one is heavy.
When I first got it, I was like, this damn thing heavy.
Yeah.
I won't be traveling with this. Like, no, sir. But then, see, what I'm getting ready to
So
do.
imagine what the performer is, how heavy that
Yeah,
joke
well,
is.
I'm getting ready to get
That's
rid
the
of this
new.
Rain
That's the
one.
new Rain.
I'm getting rid of this Rain one. I'm gonna grab me a 4.
Oh man.
What made me buy the one? I'm gonna tell you what made me buy this board here.
The
Last
Ford
year,
is a bad board too. The Ford is a bad board.
yeah, last year when we was in Huntsville, what you got coming up next weekend?
Right.
Tea Time Pony Mac was setting up there on the stage, setting up, and we were talking about, and I believe
I was there. Remember, I was up there with you.
Yeah. Because Tea Time had that SX3 sitting there. That's what this one behind me. That's my SX3 right there. And I said, I love that SX3. I love my 3. I'm gonna play on my 3 all the time, every chance I got. I love my 3. And he was like, you like that 3, huh? He's like, you really like that, huh? He's like, well, listen to this. You know, you was standing there and he turned that damn thing on.
Right.
Man, that 4 sounds so good. I was like, ooh, Lord. And he was like, yeah. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna get me one of them Rains.
Yeah.
And then I bought this one.
That sound card in them Rains is ridiculous, man.
Yeah.
The sound card is ridiculous.
And so that's
in
what
them
made
Rains.
me get one. And then I like the one, but it ain't a travel board for me. It's just too heavy. So I'm gonna get rid of the one and I'm gonna grab me a 4. And you know, and I'm cool. Because I keep saying to myself, as it stands now, I got too many damn boards. I need to get rid of some of this stuff. I'm not getting ready to use it all.
Pony Mac has the Rain 4.
Yeah.
Pony Mac has the Rain 4. My man Candyman has the Rain 4.
Yeah.
Excellent board. Excellent board. I played with Candyman on it one time. And he was like, man, get off my board, man.
Saying like driving a Porsche. You're like, woo, I want to keep rolling.
Yeah. The only reason why I'm keeping my Rain 1 is because of the motorized platters, man. It just gives you that feel that you back on turntables. That's the whole reason why I like it, is because of that feel of going back on turntables.
Okay, I got a
question. I'm gonna keep my Rain 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got a question. El Lamar wants to know, putting time in is another good question. Does life get in the way of you guys bettering your craft at times, or do you just practice a few days before a schedule set? I'm on here. Listen, when I come in this room, when I'm in my studio, matter of fact, I'm going to tell you how ridiculous I am with it. There's a whole, matter of fact, my SB3, I had 2 of them. I sold one. I collected up some, I'm kind of OCD. In my bedroom right now, there's a SB3 setup with a laptop. Right here in this room, I got my Newmark right here. I got my Rain 1 right here, and my SX3 back here. And I still got 2 more setting off to the side. So I'm always organizing music. If I'm not doing it, a lot of times I'll just sit in my bed and I will rearrange my catalog in ways that makes it that much the more I rearrange, I literally spend hours making music, putting music where it belongs, which brings me to a very good point for all of y'all out there who don't know. If y'all think a DJ just roll up at a set and just start playing and it's automatic, you have no idea the work that goes on, the hours that get put in long before we ever set up at an event. There's a lot of work for the DJs that are serious about it and those who actually are people you want to hear play. Trust me when I tell you they put in work. Now help me out, Samsonite.
Let me ask that, brother. Let me answer that question. If you are serious about it, you're going to make time to practice.
Yep.
If you are serious about it, you are going to make time to practice.
Absolutely.
You have to practice. Like I said, I've been doing this for a long time. I still practice.
Because I'll literally turn this computer off and turn around right here and go to work.
Right. I'm like,
don't play no games.
And before set, I'm getting music together. I might make a playlist. For like I said, Huntsville's coming up this weekend. I will make a folder. I will put music in that folder that I probably would like to play at Huntsville, but 9 times out of 10, everything I put in that folder may not get played. I might just go a whole different.
It won't.
Different route.
Because you know
what I'm saying. But let me just say, there's nothing wrong with being prepared. It's always great to be prepared.
That's right.
But you gotta practice. And even if let's just say like sometimes on Monday nights when I do pseudos, right? If I can't get no practice time in, my pseudo set, it's a great set. It's on a Monday night, but sometimes we don't get.
And you get to do
big
you
crowd
just
on
go in
Monday
there and
night.
do your
Sometimes
thing.
we don't. I just go because it's still a bar and grill. So you're not only playing for whoever's there to dance. If you don't got no dancers there, you're playing for the people in the bar. So I just go ahead and practice at that time.
Right.
I'm practicing.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I'll put on some stuff and see how they react.
There you go.
I'll make some mixes or some blends and stuff like that. I'll practice at that time. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta practice. You gotta put your time.
Most definitely do. That goes without saying. So yeah, but here's the thing though. Is it practice, or is it just us doing what we do? See, this is where I think the differences come in between how people deal with this. You know, you got people like you got guys out here that'll say, "Oh, I'm gonna be an instructor, Steppin," and they do that because they think, "Well, I'm gonna make a few bucks." Half the time they don't really know what they're doing, and the other half they don't know what they're doing. So they're thinking of it from a popularity or financial aspect, where in this same vein as a DJ, you'll never get away with that in a million years because you'll be so bad, nobody's going to put you to work anyway. It's not going to matter. In this, you either about this life and you love it, or you don't, or you're not about this life and it's going to wash you out faster than you get in it anyway. So that's how I see it. Poppy, tell me my son said good morning. Tell my son I said good morning. Oh, is he on the show? Did my son pop in here? Okay. Y'all, my son live over in Chennai, India, of all places. So I think it's morning over there.
Wow.
Good morning, son. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. He on the other side of the world.
Yes, literally.
You can't, as a DJ, man, you can't. I mean, today it's a lot easier to become a DJ, things like that. But if you ain't a good DJ, man, it's going to catch up.
It's going to catch up to you.
It's going to catch up. If you're not doing the things that you need, if you're not doing it right, if you're not doing the things you need to do to get yourself to be good, professional DJ, it's gonna catch up to you, and it's
Mm-hmm.
gonna show. And when it does, don't let it be if you're at somebody's party and you messing it up, man, because that's the worst thing
That's
in the
right.
world.
Always be
To
prepared.
go to
Always
somebody's,
be on time and play your
yeah,
box. You know.
right. Don't go to somebody's party thinking that you're gonna blast it out or blow it up and everything, and prepared to do right by who hired you.
That's it.
You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying?
Like Marky G
So
said, stay in
because
the basement.
you know
Stay where you
now
belong.
as easy as easy as you could become a DJ, that the internet gonna take you down. Oh, don't hire this person. Don't hire this
Man,
person. Don't hire
woo-wee.
this person.
Woo-wee. Yeah, absolutely true.
I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen.
Um,
I've seen it happen just because they think I'm just like how they were saying they copy somebody's playlist and go to the party and think that's it. It may not work that night.
man, you show right, because all it takes is a couple of the right people to be in the room and you washed out. You done. Poppy Forbes
Right.
said, the producer lady wants to know, what about DJs that are late or are a no-show? Ooh-wee. You fired.
Well, okay. If they said they gonna do a party and they don't show up, that's the end of their
They
business.
done. They're
Because
done.
that's a bad review.
Word gonna be out.
That's a bad review.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a bad review. And she said late. Things happen. You could be late. Sometimes things, traffic, whatever may be, you might be late. But as long as they made it there and they get there and they give you what they need to give you, yeah, you can deduct them, depending on how late they was. If they were a whole hour late, yeah, you deduct it out of their money.
Man.
But if they got there, did what they had to do,
Look, you might mess around.
y'all can work
you
that
might mess
out.
around and
Lateness
catch,
you can work out.
you might mess around and catch a chin check. You messing up somebody's money. They ain't got no more
well,
DJs in the building. Sometimes some people lucky they got other DJs hanging around. Sometimes they don't. You know what, Samsonite? We having too much fun, bro. We are hour and 40 minutes in the game. Look here, let me
Oh, damn, really?
let me do my thing right quick so we can get out of here. Okay, so look, y'all, my audience out there, ladies and gentlemen, let me give a shout out to my girl Valeria Connor. Once again, my condolences. She just recently buried Mr. Henry. That was my dude, but the show must go on. We will be in Minneapolis, Minnesota, in last weekend in September for Denim and Diamond. So y'all get ready now. Shout out right quick, gentlemen. Until next Tuesday. Next Tuesday's show will be your last opportunity to get your half-price tickets. Fellas only, 50% off. $50 all weekend pass for Denim and Diamonds, Minnesota. Y'all get ready. Hit my girl Valeria up, Valeria Connor. She got you over there in Minnesota. We got a lot.
Can I give some plugs?
Guys. Huh? What'd you say, Samsonite?
Can I give some plugs? Can I give some
Oh,
plugs?
yeah, you can.
I got a couple of plugs.
Hold on one second. You absolutely can.
Sure.
And also,
Okay.
for those of you who are not aware, daggone it, I meant to have this thing up, and I do not. For those of you who are also, I want to announce another event that is coming up for New Year's, you guys. I myself, Daryl Smooth Greenwood, and DJ Vale out of Chicago will be on the ones and twos. We're going to be doing the thing over here at in Houston, Texas for New Year's Eve, December 31st, 2024, y'all. Black Tie Masquerade Affair at the Doubletree in Greenway Plaza down here in Houston. So y'all get ready for that. Start preparing for your New Year's Eve. If you one of those, and the funny thing about this year's New Year's is because it falls on the middle of the week. A lot of people won't be doing a lot of traveling, but for my locals and my regional
It's
folks,
like a Wednesday or something like that.
yeah, it's like a Tuesday. Y'all get ready. Y'all come through. We're gonna have a real good time. It's gonna be off the chain. What'd you say, Pop?
Let's get back to Valeria's. It's a final event.
Well, come.
Saturday. I don't have a clue.
Okay.
Saturday, all black.
Okay.
Final event. A memorial for her husband.
Well, we
Saturday.
gonna cover that stuff.
Okay. well,
I
I'm
just-
saying 'cause it's Tuesday. Okay.
Well, I know, but mainly, okay, all right. I'm getting jumped on, y'all, because I'm not giving all the details. Look, you know how that go. Oh man, look at here, DJ Calvin in the building. What coming through? So y'all, the Denim and Diamonds on Saturday night is gonna be the black tie, black blackout event, or all black for memorialize Mr. Henry. We're not going to do all of the details for the event tonight, but we will be doing that the next week or two, because we will have Miss Valeria on the show to be able to speak about it and talk about what all the details that go with the event. I just want to let y'all know, though, that you can this is your last opportunity. Next Tuesday is your last opportunity to get the $50 all weekend pass for Denim and Diamonds. You're not going to want to miss it. It is going to be the last Denim and Diamonds. And it's done. Y'all need to come on and hang out with us. What was the other thing? Oh, okay. Let me see. I did that. All right. And right quick, Samsonite, before I'm gonna let you do your thing here in 1 second. We got one last question here I want to address. El Lamar says, last question: do you feel the DJ should also be a dancer to have that ear and would want to dance themselves to give them a little edge over the other DJs, which produces more love for the DJ craft? I say absolutely. What you say, Samsonite?
Yes. I'm gonna say this again. If you want to play for steppers, you need to learn to dance. If you don't live in Chicago and understand the culture and grew up in it, you would definitely need to learn to dance, because learning to dance will give you a better perspective in playing the music.
Boom. That just goes without saying. That's a given. That's automatic. All right, Samsonite, go ahead, man. Give your shouts out, baby. Tell them what you need and tell them what they need to know.
Okay, real quick, man. Real quick. We got Huntsville coming up this weekend, July 26th through the 28th. We're gonna be in Huntsville. That's DJ Pony Mac, DJ T Time, and myself. And then in August, we're gonna be in Savannah with the Savannah Steppers from August 9th through the 11th. That's August 9th through the 11th in Savannah. The lineup is DJ Myron the R, DJ Shorty Smooth, my man DJ K Boogie from the ATL, and myself. Those are your 4 DJs for that weekend. That's August 9th through the 11th.
That's gonna be fine.
And then coming up in October, we got the 10th anniversary for the Brothers of Atlanta Black Tie Gala right here in the ATL. That's going to be October 11th through the 13th. You got DJ Calvin coming to town. You got myself and DJ Groove. And then that Sunday is going to be the Steppers Cookout here. That Sunday the 13th. That's going to be crazy. That's what's going on. So those are the 3 things that we got coming up. I'm sorry, September, or is it the end of August? No, Labor Day weekend, Sarah Teagle's 25th anniversary. This is her 25th anniversary being in the Steppin game right here in the ATL. Labor Day weekend, you got DJ Rodney Mack, you got Myron the R, you got Shorty Smooth, my man DJ Illusion, and myself. That's going to be for Sarah Teagle's 25th anniversary, Labor Day weekend here in the ATL. So look, all that stuff is on the page on Facebook. Look it all up. If y'all make any plans to come to the ATL, go to Savannah or come to Huntsville.
That's what's up.
That's what's going on.
Jerry writes a bit, wants to know where they can find you online, sir. Where can you be located, or can you be located? You know, he might be a ghost DJ, y'all. Look.
Where you can find me here in the ATL?
Well, they said online. They want to know where they can hear you play your box, man.
Well,
you need to get you a Mixcloud account, man. Go on over there and start playing your box, man, for your people.
Well, you know what, man? I know I used to go live. I'm thinking,
Yeah, you used to kill it too, man. You had a great following, bro.
I'm planning on trying to come back and doing that, but it all depends on how Facebook is, because Facebook used to cut me off all the time.
Hey man,
Mixcloud,
baby. I know,
much.
I remember.
So,
go to Mixcloud. Go to Mixcloud and set the link up so it pop to your page.
I gotta try.
Hey, trust me, you gonna love
what I'm going to do is probably go to Twitch.
Rudy Dotton is the one that turned me on.
Twitch has an account.
Look, listen to me.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, you know what, man? I love Rudy's been trying to help me out for the longest, man. Yeah, that's my dude too up there in Boston.
Yep.
But we'll talk. And get that back going.
Put it on Mixcloud, man.
It's just that I moved a little further.
Okay, that's what's happening.
What you mean? Put my. Well, I'm still a part of Oh So Smooth Radio, so I might start my radio show.
You can run.
It's
you
just
can do
that I
all
gotta
of that on there so that more people have access to you, man, around the globe, bro. Rudy Dotton one turned me on to that, man. Listen, he's got a global audience, man. He got people from all over the world. As a matter of fact, he had me on his show a couple of times as a guest DJ, and people are always asking when I'm coming back. I'm talking about from all over in Europe and everywhere, man, all in the Arab Emirates, and they be listening, man. Seriously. Yeah.
Well, we'll talk about it. Let me put it all together. Like I said, I'm in a new crib and everything, and I got my room all hooked up. I just got to hook up everything else and then get that going again. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
you getting
saying?
ready. I see you.
What?
All right, well, listen, Samsonite, I appreciate you, brother, for sure. I appreciate you coming and hanging out with your
Hey man,
boy,
I
man.
appreciate you, Brian. No problem, dog. You know how we do, man. If I'm, anything with DJs, I love talking about it, the music and everything. But well balanced. I like how you said well balanced. The balance. We can balance everything, man.
Absolutely.
Balance.
All right,
You
brother.
understand what I'm saying? So, all right. You have a good night,
You do
dog.
the same, man. We're gonna talk soon, baby.
Yes,
Peace
sir.
out.
Peace.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have gone way, way over. And I ain't gonna lie to y'all, I almost didn't want to do a show tonight, but every time I do that, I always end up going over it. We always end up talking about stuff and going down these rabbit holes. And it just lets you know that the Steppers world has so much to offer, and there's always something to talk about, and there's always something to be paying attention to. And the more we learn together, we bring each other along, and the more we walk through this journey of stepping and using it as a vehicle to better ourselves and the people around us, the better we all become. And the more we learn about each other and about these, just the stepping world within itself. And I think that it's beneficial to the people who love it. And so that, we can always coexist in this community and have better understanding. And the more we understand each other, the better we are to each other. A friend of mine told me a long time ago, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I've spent most of my life being somewhat confrontational, or dealing with things in a, I'm the hammer guy, and they say everything that you deal with don't require a hammer. You don't hit everything that's a problem with a hammer. I've always been the hammer dude, and I'm learning to be the feather dude. I'm gonna find balance in there somewhere. But I learned that when you learn to understand the people that you deal with in everyday life, even when they're angry, you have to understand them. And I don't mean give them a pass because they're angry. I just mean understand that why they're behaving the way that they do. And it makes it easier for you to deal with it, because let's face it, everything that people say to you about you is not about you. It's usually about them. And all you have to do is understand that and not take everything that gets said or done personally. Everything that people say doesn't require a response. Everything that people do doesn't require a response. And sometimes you just have to understand where people are. And when you understand where people are, it puts you in a better place. And when you're in a better place, you deal with things in a better way. You understand how to adjust, how to navigate, how to have better self-control, which is something that I've learned a lot about in recent years, and I'm happy that I have. But when we do these things, it only makes us all better and better for each other. And in this community, the more we're able to bring to you in terms of information and understanding so that you can navigate this community yourself, minus a lot of the confusion and stuff that comes with it, then it makes it that much easier. It makes it that much better. And it makes it where you don't take things that people say and do personally, and you learn to have fun in this community. A lot of times the fun has been extracted. There are people who will sap the fun out of anything. There are people who will not, don't want to see you happy and satisfied and enjoying yourself in this community, because they're not. And it has nothing to do with the community. It has to do with them. A lot of people bring their baggage with them to this dance. This thing is like rehab for some people. In fact, it is rehab for some people. Some people are in rehab in this community. And so because of that, they must use this as an outlet. And in doing that, they sometimes are a little more abrasive. They're a little more, they lack understanding. They lack clarity. And they're going to be who they're going to be. People are going to people. Well, you let them people, and you be the best that you can be, and we'll all be better for it. So I want to tell everybody, thank y'all. I love you all. Ain't nothing you can do about it. We've had a wonderful evening. Great conversation. I enjoy each and every one of y'all. I enjoy your input, your conversation, your questions. It just makes this show that much better, and it helps everybody. And like my man Lonnie Gayton just said, preach and teach. Each one teach one. And that right there means everything to me. And as long as we can continue to do that, we're going to be great. So y'all have a good night. I'm going here and see if the producer lady got my dinner ready. And I'm going to holler at y'all next Tuesday, 7 o'clock sharp. Don't forget, Inside Steppin' with your boy, Brian Forbes. Have yourselves a wonderful evening, everybody. The views and opinions expressed in this program are not necessarily those of its host, Urban Arts Enterprises, its advertisers, or affiliates, and are those of the speakers, and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent.